Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Entrepreneur Central. Fraud has been around since the dawn of commerce. A promising new idea, especially if it's pitched by the right person, can essentially win an entrepreneur a blank check to bring their vision to life or help a fledgling venture fund land its all-important first investments. But the model doesn't always work perfectly. The following are the top picks for entrepreneurs who got exposed due to fraud. Theranos and the revolutionary blood tests that never existed. Theranos had apparently accomplished what many hematologists had long thought was nigh impossible. The company claimed to have developed a proprietary technology that allowed clinicians to test patients' blood using a fraction of the blood volume required in typical hematological tests. The problem was that Theranos' proprietary blood testing technology was a completely fictitious idea. Theranos lied to investors, patients, and the press for years. CEO Elizabeth Holmes and the company falsified test results and misled partners about the capability of Theranos' technologies. What a con.
Now she's keeping a very low profile as she faces a criminal trial.
The honest company, not so honest about labeling. The not so honest company offers consumer healthy, natural alternatives to heavily processed household goods. Whatsoever, 2017 allegations were made that the company had engaged in fraudulent labeling of its products. Promotional materials claimed that all goods were free of synthetic chemicals, though independent tests have shown that all of them contain synthetic chemicals, some known to be toxic as well. The founder, Jessica Alba, raised $490 million US. Mozito's fintech fraud fiasco. Mozito aimed to develop white-labeled financial products for 2 billion unbanked people around the world who lack a traditional bank account. In 2018, the SEC claims that the founder Michael Liberty defrauded 200 investors from which he raised $55 million US. Liberty was accused of using a number of shell companies to divert funds from investors to his personal accounts. The founder, Michael Liberty, raised $314 million. Hampton Creek busted buying its own merchandise. Hampton Creek, a vegan food manufacturer, was accused of falsifying sales data after reports surfaced that they had instructed contractors to secretly buy back their own products from supermarkets across the United States, creating the perception that the product was significantly more popular than it actually was. CEO Josh Tetrick raised $240 million. Virgin Hyperloop One's utopian vision derailed by fraud. Virgin Hyperloop One promised to transform the landscape of commercial public transportation. However, Hyperloop's ambitious vision of the future of mass transit was met with a series of high-profile lawsuits alleging a range of misconduct at several levels of management across the country. Unfortunately for Hyperloop, this wasn't the end of the company's woes. Co-founder Shervin Pishevar took a leave of absence in December 2017 after Bloomberg reported numerous claims of sexual misconduct that had been made against Pishevar. Scully. Scully is an augmented reality motorcycle helmet company, which never did see the light of day. Scully repeatedly pushed back the shipping date, blaming logistical difficulties and technical problems, while the founders lived the Great Gatsby life. They had spent most of the money on luxurious purchases, including rent on their apartment in San Francisco's Marina District, 2 Dodge Vipers, 4 motorcycles, and entertainment at a gentleman's club. These cheeky fellows. Rothenberg Ventures breaches fiduciary duty. Mark Rothenberg founded his venture fund, Rothenberg Ventures, to fund seed-stage tech startups across the Bay Area, and gained the confidence of many investors. As it would turn out, that confidence was misplaced. Over the course of 4 years, Rothenberg reportedly spent investors' money on extravagant indulgences, such as hiring race car driver Colette Davis to appear with her at promotional events, booking a Super Bowl suite to attract additional investors to his fund, and co-producing a music video for British rock band Coldplay. Bowtie's broken promises. Croatian-born entrepreneur Renato Libric had a singular vision: to disrupt America's massive gift card market. After Libric raised a few $1,000,000 to grow the platform, it later came to light that he had engaged in a series of elaborate deceptions to convince investors to continue bankrolling his company. To create the illusion of a successful, attractive startup, Libric resorted to a range of methods to inflate his company's financial health. Libric falsified signatures on checks to give investors the impression that a public corporation was courting Bouxtie with the acquisition offer. WikRiot's short-lived house of cards falls down. There's a difference between acting confidently and believing in yourself and actively constructing an elaborate alter ego to convince earnest investors to part with their money. It was revealed that Choi had engaged in numerous deceptions for some time after founding his company. In a statement summarizing the results of its investigation, the Department of Justice said that Choi falsely claimed that he had received a degree from a prestigious New York business school and worked as an analyst at a major financial institution. The indictment further alleges that WikRiot's bank accounts did not contain the capital capital that Choi claimed to have invested. Asanqua Ventures. In 2001, MIT alumnus Albert Hu founded a venture fund called Asanqua Ventures. Hu had convinced several individual investors to invest a total of around $5 million in a variety of technology companies through what Hu described as a hedge fund strategy. 4 years later, in 2005, Hu claimed that he needed to relocate Asanqua to Singapore, citing vague tax and privacy reasons for doing so. By this point, Hu's perception were beginning to catch up to him, and in 2009, he was found guilty and sentenced to 12 years in prison. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, be sure to watch the next two videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you're going to love them. And with that, I will see you in the next video.